Randy, do you know that
Did he?
the January is nearly gone? Nearly gone, man.
Yeah, it is. We're headed into I guess, the shortest month of the year. So when spring can't be that far away, can it? I hope.
So you telling me that if I can't get it all done in January, I don't have enough time in February to catch up?
It's a shorter month, vastly shorter. It's compressed. So you're going to be hard pressed to get it all in the entire month. But I know you can do it because you're a pretty sharp dude. So hey, let's dive in. We've got a lot of turf to cover today. We'll talk about our upcoming guest on Wednesday. We've got a tip to share and also a story. But first, Randy Wooden, Goodwill Industries, Northwest North Carolina, director for our professional center. And you might be wondering, Goodwill has a professional center? And we do. Actually, the first in the country. And to our knowledge, still the only, what I'll call standalone professional center for any Goodwill anywhere. So I'm our director. If you or maybe somebody you know is in a job search, our services are free. We're paid for by the retail store dollars. So please reach out to me. We work by appointment. And if you know somebody who is not a professional but still needs job help, then steer them my way and I'll direct them to the appropriate folks within Goodwill. We're happy to help. We help a lot of folks and probably people we've helped. So I'll leave it at that. But Teddy, who are you and what are you doing there anyway?
Hey, dude, I met a guy this morning. Who's in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Who says he's been to some of your LinkedIn classes.
Get out of here.
Phoenix, Arizona, man. I didn't know they had internet out there. So
there's a long commute. I used to do them live.
Yeah.
And we used to get a bunch of people live and in person, but COVID changed that. So anyway.
Hey, for those of you, I think there's one person I see you sitting out there on aisle 3 has not met me before. My name is Teddy Burriss. I'm a LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. Our company we started our business back in December 15th, 2010. We've been teaching LinkedIn as a business tool all along. Love helping business developers, salespeople, executives, business leaders, and job seekers on the fine art of using LinkedIn as a business tool. So if you need that help, someone needs that help, you know how to find me, just go to LinkedIn. So cool. Yep. That's my story, Randy.
Hey, we've got a few birthdays of famous folks.
Yeah.
So let me throw a name at you. Remember Mary Lou Retton? You have any idea how old Mary Lou is now?
Well, Randy, I'm very clear about how old Mary Lou Retton is. I remember when she was like 15.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How old is she now?
Yeah, she's in her 50s. We'll leave it at that. We don't need to be specific, but early 50s. How does that sound? But Neil Diamond. Remember Neil Diamond?
Actually, Randy, I don't remember that time.
Neil Diamond is 80. And Ray Stevens.
Ethel. Is Ray still around?
Ethel. He's 82. So
yeah.
Yeah, Ray, and two things happened on this date. One of them is rather infamous, or it's certainly noteworthy. But it's let's just say this: the OJ trial started on this date back in 1995, and I always remember the Bronco going down the highway, and it's one of those times you're like, yeah, I remember where I was when I saw that. The other one, you'll appreciate this one, Teddy. I think.
Yeah.
The year was 1935. The first canned beer was sold in the U.S. of America.
What was the brand, Randy?
It's a cream ale, Kruger, Krueger. I have no idea where that happened, but Kruger Cream Ale, first canned beer on this date in 1935. So there you go.
I'm a little bit of a beer snob, and I don't drink beer out of a can anymore.
Yeah, well, maybe I can grow up to be like you one day, Teddy. But I'm still the can guy. So
I'm with you,
trying to help the recycling business. So I'm trying to keep them in business. But hey, I've got a quick story for you. I grew up in the North, as you can tell by my accent. I grew up in the North, and how we handle snow in the North versus how we handle snow here in the South are, let's just say, different. We've had obviously recent snow and just it's interesting to see on Facebook my Rhode Island and New England friends, even Ohio friends, and how they deal with it. And it's sort of like, yeah, it's no big deal. Down here, I need bread, I need milk. we're going to be swamped in for the week kind of thing. And I guess it's all in how you're raised and what you become accustomed to. Up in New England, we're not subject to typically earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, that kind of thing. And whereas here more so, and we're more accustomed to having to deal with it. But snow and ice, I always tell people there are no heroes when you're driving and it's icy. I don't care what kind of a great driver you are, you have no traction, no heroes. Because people say, I can drive in the snow, and I can. I know how to do it. But ice is a different deal. So for those that live down here that get a lot of ice, you're right to be cautious to stay home. But I just kind of make fun a little bit of the whole snow thing and just how I remember snow up to my waist. And here, when we get a couple inches, it's sort of like time to shut down. So what you got?
Yeah. For me, Randy, when we had that snow, I did not clear my driveway. I did not clear my sidewalk. That mail can wait. The only problem I had because of the little bit of snow and a lot of ice that we got my wife was expecting a package from Amazon, and she said, he better be able to get to my door.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, so I had to go and clear a little trail for him to get up there. So I'm with you, man. So
nice.
Hey, let me tell you my story.
Yeah, okay.
And my story is I titled it when you and I chatted about it earlier. Don't try to force it. Don't try to force it. Often I think that we try way too hard, and if we try way too hard, we fail. And here's what the story is. As I'm talking to a client, and he was talking about LinkedIn and how he had someone send him a message and said, hey, I'd like to talk with you. And so he responded with an invite to connect, and they connected, and she responded back with, hey, thanks for the connection. I look forward to talking with you one day. And they scheduled a time to talk. Well, before they talked, he sent her a bunch of marketing content, sent her their case studies, sent the product listing he has, sent some testimonials that they had, and overwhelmed her with content. And almost immediately upon him sending that content, she sent him a message back and said, never mind, I don't want to meet with you. Not I don't need to meet with you, but I don't want to meet with you. And we were talking about it, and he realized he's trying too hard. He's pushing too hard. And so my story is to say to all of us, push is important. You know, being deliberate and being follow through and timely is important, but be careful how hard you push, because you may screw it up.
Yeah. Especially too, if you're, and to carry it on to an interview or even just in your interpersonal, if you're a physically large person, tall, big in stature kind of a thing. And, or like in my case where I have a pretty commanding voice. And if I get too close to people or I start waving my arms and creating extra space, that can be intimidating and, well, what I would call pushy, and people will tend to back away and not want to engage with you. Hey, we've got a great guest coming up. And Orielle Hope is going to be joining us coming up. Orielle was our very first special guest almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so anyway, Orielle herself, she has a background in human resources. And when you think about COVID, you think about technology and how we've adapted to Zoom and the virtual world and so forth. She's going to talk about how the human resources function within an organization, how that may have been impacted or changed due to COVID, due to technology, and not just for candidates in the whole interview process, but also for current employees. Yeah. What's changed over the last couple of years? And just as an added tidbit, Orielle herself is a recent job changer. So she has seen it from the candidate's perspective as well. So she'll share some thoughts on that. That'll be coming up Wednesday, the 26th at 11:55 Eastern time. So I've got a quick tip, and then I'll throw it to you to wrap it up, if that's okay. You got a little bit of time here. This came up, actually, I had a conversation. I talked to a lot of folks, so I don't know what day it was. I had the conversation. I just remember having the conversation, and it made me think about things that I have seen on LinkedIn or on resumes. And it's this: don't be cheesy.
Yeah.
A little bit of cheesiness goes a long way. I'll give you an example. How many times have you looked at a LinkedIn profile and you read the headline below the person's name, the headline, and it says visionary or thought leader or extraordinary, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, or revolutionary.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, give me a break. Same thing on a resume. Those words, I think you can leave those out. I think you get into, I guess, subjectivity here, but I would tell people avoid using words such as very, extremely, highly. Instead, quantify the result. If you're highly successful in sales, tell me about it. Give me a percent increase or dollar. Give me something I can hang my hat on. Just don't say I'm very good. Show me that you're good. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Hey,
there you go.
So years ago, Randy, I was using a headline back before I got smarter, and I'm still getting there, by the way. My headline was world-renowned LinkedIn strategist.
That's another one. Yeah, world-renowned.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need to tell you that. You know that. So why do I need to leave with that?
Legend in your own mind,
Yeah, here's another one. I was looking for some new pants the other day. So I'm online at, some store looking at, different types of pants. And I found a pair of pants that said extremely comfortable. I'm like, I don't know, extremely comfortable. Anyway, I'm with you, man. I think those we overkill it.
I think they're filler words, and hopefully you have something more impactful to say, more tangible to say versus those platitudes, because I don't think those go over that well. I don't think they go over as intended. Let's leave it at that.
I'm with you. So, all right, here's my tip. And all this tip follows in line with a lot of the conversation we just had.
Yeah.
Show up for the conversation. Now, I've had this behind me. Everybody who sees me online, you see me on the internet, on YouTube and Tinder and Bumble, you see it all starts with a conversation, because it does, Randy.
You got to start somewhere, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I put that behind me so I can see it when I'm looking at my screen. Show up for the conversation. Here's another example. I looked at another LinkedIn profile of a guy who's a really smart dude, worked for some really cool companies. And I looked at his LinkedIn profile and I looked at his activity page. And first of all, I Googled him, and when I did a LinkedIn search for him, his profile shows up, and his last piece of content, sometimes this shows up, his last piece of content showed up, and it was over a year ago. So I looked at his LinkedIn profile, looked at his activity page.
Right.
No engagement other than a year ago. He commented on something. No post, no articles, no documents. Now, I'm not telling you to become a content creator, but I am telling you this: show up for the conversation. Either start a great conversation or start great conversations, or go get into conversations. Otherwise, you're wasting 1/3 of the power of LinkedIn to build your brand in your job search, build your brand in your career journey, or build your brand for your business. Show up for the conversation, Randy.
Yeah, and it doesn't take 10 hours a day to do that. This is a conversation I'm also having internally within Goodwill with our folks, is to say you don't have to be another Randy or Teddy in terms of content creation and the engagement level, but at least to have something there so that if nothing else, it's a placeholder. It doesn't hurt you. There's so much you can do to help you and help yourself and help your organization, but you don't want it to be a perceived negative if somebody views your page. So to your point, that's straight on. And we hope that more folks, especially job hunters, will do more than just simply apply for jobs and have a page set up, but it will actually engage with people. Makes a lot of sense. It really does.
All right, buddy.
We're out of time, man.
You got some work to do today?
I will. You better believe it.
You and me both, man.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget, check us out on Wednesday. We'll have Orielle Hope. We'll talk about how technology and COVID has impacted the human resources function within organizations, not just for you if you're a job hunter, but also if you're an employee. What's changed? And also, she has herself been a recent job hunter, so she'll reflect on some of the perceptions she sees from that side of the desk as well. So join us Wednesday. That'll be on the 26th, 11:55 Eastern time. We'll have a behind the scenes little chat, and looking forward to it.
Cool.
Teddy.
Hey, buddy, I'll talk to you later on, man. Take care.
All right. Have a good day, folks. See you.